Hello and welcome, I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on Focal Length on NewsX and NewsX World. Today in a very special interview, we're happy to have with us Jan Noether. He's Director General, Indo-German Chamber of Commerce. Welcome. Thank you very much, Mr. Noether, for joining us today.
Mr. Singh, thank you very much for having me today.
You're with us at a very crucial time when, of course, finally, after many years of negotiations, the India-EU Free Trade Agreement has finally been announced. It has been concluded. It's being called the mother of all deals. Why is this, and what is your first reaction to the conclusion?
Oh, this is very important for the European as well as for the Indian business, and the mother of all deals, since this agreement is going to span over 2 billion people, and if we look at the GDP, 1/4 of the global GDP, so this is an agreement one of its kind.
What are the direct implications of this? What is it going to be for businesses in Europe and businesses in India?
The direct implication is looking at tariffs and lowering tariffs in key areas the European businesses are active, as well as the Indian businesses are active. Will spur trade, will look into acceleration of lots of initiatives, of lots of projects. As an example, if we look at the automotive industry, currently, we look at tariffs when we import cars in certain segments of in excess of 100%, to lower that to 40%, and in the future even lower. That of course is going to accelerate the automotive interaction between India and Germany.
Yes. Also, the fact is that the timing of this is very crucial as well. It comes at a time when there is this push for increased protectionism from the West. It comes as a time when tariffs are being weaponized as well and used for foreign policy. What do you make of the timing and the message that this is sending out to the rest of the world?
This is an important message. However, it would not underline the long-standing relationship between Europe and India as such. Of course, the timing is right. We look into supply chains to be stable. We look into diversifying of supply chains, which means there need to be new trading partners. However, India and Europe, that is a very, very long-standing economic relationship, and that is based on trust, and it's based on mutual interests. So the timing is good. However, the time was right when we look at India and Europe in general.
Yes. Just talking now, because you understand commerce and trade and business very, very well, what have been the impacts of these tariffs globally? That the United States president has been leveling and has been talking about as well a lot. There have been a lot of threats. There have been tariffs which have been put on various countries. What has been the impact of all of this on the global economy?
We can use one word, and that is reliability. The question is whether we do have reliable business partners all over the world. Germany in particular, Europe looks into free trade agreements, and that is of course hampered. That means if we look at China currently, where there is a lots of investments of German companies and the need to diversify these supply chains, and similarly we look into the US, which is an important market to the German industry, which will remain a very important market to the German industry. But all of these implications suggest that we strive for partnerships with like-minded allies. And India, being a wonderful, biggest democracy in the world, is of course a like-minded partner to get a relationship in place, which lasts.
Yes. Before I come back to the sectors which are going to be impacted by this relationship that you're talking about, that is being strengthened through this deal, do you believe there have been some sort of fissures in the Europe-US relationship as well after these threats of tariffs over the Greenland issue, like we've seen before Donald Trump came to Davos? After, of course, he said he will not slap it right now. But do you believe there has been a bit of instability in the relations? Fissures have emerged?
That leaves, of course, a mark. And it goes back to reliability. How much of trust, when we look at economic relationships, how much of trust can we put on the US? In other words, the German companies who are already invested heavily in the US, they need to even increase their investments over there in order to really look at this biggest economic market in the world. They are going to do that, but an investment is always linked to the future. We look at a return of investment, and therefore we need to have reliable political environment. And the question is, how reliable is it today?
Yes. Okay. Back to the deal now. Which are the sectors which stand to benefit? Of course, in India, I think we're looking at the textile sector, the jewelry sector in particular, which have been hit hard, which will benefit. Pharmaceuticals, of course, as well, and other sectors. Which are the sectors from India you believe will benefit, and which are the sectors from Europe which stand to benefit? I think automobiles, spirits. These
Correct.
are one which come to mind.
Very much when we look at India and the beneficiary India, very much stressed on sectors like you mentioned, pharmaceuticals. However, services, IT is a very important sector. We need to look at. And then the agricultural, with of course certain exemptions, and the negotiators were very wise from the very start to exclude critical topics, and that's why today we can focus on very much the agreement as a long-lasting and a stable agreement in the future. If we look at Europe, of course, there's a strength when it comes to machinery industry, when it comes to automotive, when it comes to the chemical industry as well. However, I would perceive that the industry is linked to infrastructure development, to clean energy solutions, and to technological cooperation. Those are the ones to benefit the most in the future.
Do you see more collaborations happening as well between Indian and European companies and businesses? Also, do you see more sourcing moving to India from markets like China and others as well, and Bangladesh?
We would not compare China and India. India is not going to replace China. You don't put all eggs in one basket. That means diversification is the name of the game. However, India stands for technology cooperation. India stands for energy cooperation. So we have a lot of talents in India, and in order to form relationships that last, we need to create initiatives around the topics of today's world, and therefore I'm 100%. We see a lot of more cooperation coming up, more GCCs coming up, global capability centers to come up. However, not necessarily with a very, very strong focus on low labor costs. That's not what India stands for, as per the German consensus.
Yes. Now, these new EU policies on trade, also the existing ones on climate, how much will they help or hinder businesses looking to move to Europe?
Well, there are still a couple of topics which are being discussed. However, all of us, I believe, would love to have a clean environment, and therefore, it is great to work together on a solution which benefits both the Indian exporters as well as the German importers when it comes to CBAM, for example. So this CO2 adjustment mechanism when it goes into Germany, but this is something which shall be phased in, and it needs to have a consensus, since the Indian industry certainly strives for clean solutions as well. However, we cannot do that overnight.
Okay. Let's just talk about India and Germany now, a bit in particular. Indo-German business collaboration, opportunities?
Oh, lots of opportunities. When we look at the trade as of today, that increased by 90% over the past 10 years between our esteemed countries. Germany today is number 9 in the Indian ranking. However, India is ranked number 28 in the German ranking. So there's lots of room for growth. And again, looking at technology, looking at infrastructure, however, looking to include more mid-sized companies, since mid-sized companies are what we call the hidden champions. So they bring solutions built on decades, and I almost want to say centuries of experience experience, and that is something where India can benefit from this German experience, as well as German can benefit from the wonderful speed and the wonderful talents we have in India.
Yes. Chancellor Merz was in India, at the starting of this year itself. He was a big vociferous supporter of the trade deal and the hopeful conclusion of it very, very soon. He made those statements, of course, in Gandhinagar when he visited. But his visit here, how much has it boosted India-Germany relations and the way forward for more collaboration between our two countries?
It was a landmark visit, and I certainly hope that it is not an isolated event. What I learned is that there is an invitation later this year. There are going to be the bilateral economic, governmental economic consultations, and these consultations will, of course, cement the dialogue, build on the dialogue Prime Minister Modi and our Chancellor Merz had. It was a fantastic, a very important timing, a very important visit, and in Germany that was received very, very well.
Yes. Also, of course, India-Germany trade. Where do things stand right now? What kind of fill-up are we looking at in the next 6 months, and also what are the targets that have been set for the next 5 years?
Yeah, I would believe that the free trade agreement paves the way for a little bit of better market entry. If we look at the administrative efforts, if we look at the licensing requirements, that is something which, of course, is perceived to be an administrative effort. If we lower these standards, more and more mid-sized companies are going to look into a cooperation with India. We will see more GCCs to open. We are going to see more direct investment. The investment from Germany into India stands at around €500 million in a year. There is room for growth, and I'm reasonably certain that's going to happen. And if we look ahead, these $50 billion when it comes to our common trade, to double that within the next 5 to 10 years, that would be a target, I believe, which is achievable.
Now, in the sphere of clean energy, how do you see India and Germany's collaboration on that front, on that space?
The wonderful thing is that the Indian businesses very much look into clean energy sources, and India is a market which is very, very big, and Germany brings technical solutions into it in order to enhance the output when it comes to solar technology, when it comes to wind technology, and therefore there is already a lot of cooperation in the market. However, we would believe that it has to go beyond a trading relationship. Offices need to be opened up in India in order to be close to the customers, in order to service the needs, and this is again something which is going to happen.
The CEO Forum also has been announced. What is that body going to look like, and what is going to be its role, and also what will be its impact on economic cooperation?
The CEO Forum is a very, very important, let's say, committee which shall have just a small number of German participants and a small number of Indian participants, to come together on a regular basis in order to look at what is the current status, what are the challenges, what are the opportunities, and to build on that. Based on that, the government in India, the government in Germany is going to be informed, and I'm very happy to say that the Indo-German Chamber of Commerce is one of the parties to act as a secretarial office. CII and in Germany, the Asia Pacific Council form the other parts of this secretarial body. So that means the interactions of this committee are very close to business and are geared towards implementation of results.
Okay. Also, people-to-people ties will increase now through a pact like this, and visits, of course, like the ones we're seeing this month alone in India. Culture and sport play a big role in people-to-people ties as well. Do you see cultural ties, sporting ties getting closer as well?
Absolutely. Let me first apologize. Since not that long ago, there was the World Championship in hockey in Chennai.
Yes.
And Germany bet India 5-1 in the semi-finals, and I apologize for that. Germany advanced to be the world champion, but the very good outcome of that wonderful cooperation is that during the visit of Chancellor Merz, there was a memorandum of understanding signed by the Indian Hockey Federation and the German Hockey Federation. And this goes around, of course, closer ties, assisting of young people, young sports, girls as well as boys in the field of hockey, and to basically exchange or foster an exchange to bring Indian young girls and boys to Germany as well as the other way around, and that of course is something which cements a cultural exchange and paves the way for a better understanding of each other.
Okay, finally, Ursula von der Leyen in New Delhi, the EU had said that India and the European Union are going to show to the world the alternative way of doing things. Do you believe that message is also being sent out?
Oh, yeah. I very much believe so, since we have common global interests, and if we form alliances, if we form teams, to focus on the strengths of the Europeans, of the Germans, and of the Indians, such projects will set standards in our global future. I'm pretty much certain of that.
Okay. Well, for your perspective on this mother of all deals and many other issues, I thank you indeed for joining us on NewsX and NewsX World today.
Thank you indeed, Mr. Singh, for having me. Thank you.